Hello everyone, it's Dale here with new weekly trading ideas video. What you see before you is NinjaTrader 8 platform with my custom-made volume profile and VWAP indicators, and the chart before you is US dollar Japanese yen, and it is a 30-minute chart. And in here I want to talk about a support level, this one, which formed at 152.89, and the reason behind this level is mostly a volume profile setup. So let me show you. If you look into the recent uptrend here, this area, this uptrend zone, then you can see that this is a place where heavy volumes were traded. And because this is an uptrend, this is telling us that buyers were adding to their long positions here before continuing to push the price even higher. So this is an important zone for buyers, right? We can see it because of the volume profile. Now, if there's a pullback to this level, which is at 152.89, those buyers should defend this place and push the price upwards from there again. Now, there are also a couple of confluences here. If you look at this indicator, which highlights those fair value gaps here in green, then you can see that this is the beginning of a fair value gap right here. There are actually two fair value gaps at the top of each other, this one and this one. I look at it as if this was one big fair value gap, and the level which I have is at the beginning of that fair value gap. So that definitely adds strength to that level, and what also adds strength to the level is the fact that the price was reacting to that level in the past. In here, very strong and sharp reaction, and this is telling me that this was a resistance in the past, and when the price went past that resistance, it turned into a support, right? So we have a combo of a couple of trading setups. The main setup, I would say, is the volume profile setup. I always need to see heavy volumes before taking any trade. In this case, this is a nice heavy volume cluster here, and if there is a pullback here, then chances are that there'll be a reaction. So what we need to do now is just wait for that pullback, and if it occurs, then we take it from there. Now let's take a look at the next trading idea, and the next one will be on the US dollar Swiss franc. So this is the US dollar Swiss franc, and in here there's a very similar scenario as on the US dollar Japanese yen. This is a 30-minute chart, so the same time frame as on the US dollar Japanese yen, and again there was this strong uptrend, this uptrend zone, and within that zone there was this heavy volume cluster traded. Right? So again, this is telling us that buyers are active here, adding to their long positions here. This is the level from which I want to trade from. It is at 0.8890. And also, as you can see, there is a little fair value gap here. If I zoom this in, then you can see that it is highlighted in green, this little fair value gap. Fair value gap, that's a concept from smart money trading. And it's very close to our level. The beginning of the gap is very close to our level. And at the same time, another confluence here is this strong reaction. So that means that it was a resistance in the past, which turned into a support, right? So we just need to wait for the pullback and go long from there. It's a very similar scenario as on the US dollar Japanese yen, which I just showed you. Now, one more thing I wanted to show you here. Let me zoom this out a bit. Maybe you remember that in one of the older videos, I was talking about gaps, opening gaps, and I was talking about this gap. And I was saying that when it closes, then there's a heavy volume zone above it. Let me show you. This heavy volume zone, and that the price will react to it. Let me print a line here to that heavy volume zone. See, this is the reaction. So even after all this time, the market still remembered this level And I hope you guys remembered that too. Maybe you did and you traded that level. And the market closed the gap, as eventually most of the gaps do get closed, and most of them sooner rather than later. And then the market likes to react to the heavy volumes behind the gap, like in here, right? So this was the level I was talking about in one of the previous videos, and this was the reaction. So that's for that. And let me now switch over to the next trading idea, and the next one will be on the Euro Swiss franc. So this is a 30-minute chart of the Euro Swiss franc, and as you can see, I had a short level here. Let me show you the reasoning behind it. It's a bit old level, but still good. I don't have problems trading older levels. The level was based on those volumes formed within this rejection of higher prices. So that was the level at 0.9387. If I move forward, then this was the reaction to it. Unfortunately, the price turned a little bit sooner before the level, so I wasn't able to jump in. If I zoom in a bit, you can see that the price turned just a tiny bit before the level, 0.3 pips. So that's for that short. Currently, the price reacted to that level and the level is no longer valid, all right? Because I only trade first tests, and this was the first test, even though the price didn't quite reach that level. But that's not the main thing I wanted to talk about. The main thing are those two supports, this one and this one. The first support is actually very similar to the levels which I've showed you on the previous pairs. And let me show you like this. Let's take a look at this whole uptrend zone. And as you can see, this first level at 0.9345 is based on those heavy volumes formed within this uptrend zone. And this is telling me that buyers were active here, right, in this area. So when the price makes pullback, chances are there'll be a reaction to those heavy volumes. Also, as with the other cases, we have the fair value gap highlighted in green, and this is the beginning of the fair value gap, which adds strength to that level. And also a huge reaction to this level in the past. That means it was a resistance, which now turned into a support. As you can see, this is the same setup all over again. I mean, not the same setup, but the same combo of setups all over again. And it's actually one of my favorite trading combos. So whenever I get the chance to trade this combo, I do trade it. And yeah, I do see it quite often on the chart, this combo. So yeah, a good combo to trade. Also the second level, which I want to talk about, that's this one at 0.9286, and this one is based on a weekly point of control. If you look here, let me delete this profile. If you look at this gray profile, this is a cumulative volume profile from the previous week, and it shows how the volumes were distributed throughout the whole previous week. That's this period. The point of control is right here, so that's the weekly point of control, and our level is in here. I rarely trade from the place where the volumes were the heaviest, but rather from the beginning of a heavy volume zone. In this case, the level is in here, and the reason why the level is in here exactly is because there's this huge fair value gap. Again, it's highlighted in green, this fair value gap, and this is the beginning of the fair value gap. That's where the level is 0.9286. If you combine it with the weekly point of control, which is in here, then it makes a pretty strong level to trade from, because from this weekly point of control, strong buying activity took place, and it is telling us that buyers were active here, building up their long positions in this rotation, and afterwards they push the price upwards. So if there's a pullback, chances are that there'll be a reaction, right? As the buyers will want to defend this place. So in ideal case, ideal scenario, there would be a pullback to the first support, reaction, pullback to the second support, and reaction. Alright, so that's the plan. And let's now wait and see how it plays out. Now, if you guys are interested in learning more about volume profile trading, then head over to my website. It is traderdale.com, and if you click this button which says Trading Course and Tools, then it will take you straight to this page where you can browse my most popular trading education and indicator packs. It is the volume profile pack, which will teach you everything about volume profile trading. And below that, there's the order flow pack, which will teach you everything about day trading with order flow. Both those packs also include my custom-made indicators, which are the volume profile, order flow, and VWAP. If you want both the volume profile pack as well as the order flow pack, you can get them at the bottom of this page for a discounted price. And if you guys are interested in trading with me and other prop firm funded traders every day in a live trading room, then you can click this button which says FTA, and in here there's a video which you can watch where I'll explain everything more in detail. Now, before I wrap the video up, I'd like to announce a winner of a contest we had last time. The prize of the contest were my custom-made volume profile and VWAP indicators for TradingView platform, and right now on your screen you see the name of the person who won in the contest. So congratulations to the winner, and what I'll do next is I'll do another contest for the next week. The only thing that you need to do to participate in this contest is leave a comment below this video, which I'll publish on YouTube, and next week I'll randomly pick one person to win this set of custom-made indicators. So that's about that. Thanks for watching the video, and I'll be looking forward to seeing you next time, and until then, happy trading!